Hello and welcome to Chess with Turkish Films. My rating is 2019. Um, these videos are all going to seem a little bit similar because I'm going to film a lot of them all batched together. I've missed the past few days. I was getting back from Arizona. Also, hopefully you noticed the microphone quality is better than before. That's a good thing. And yeah, so we're going to play some chess. And it's going to be great. Alright, we finally got a game. We're going to play d4. So I'm 2019. My opponent is 1901. So quite a big rating difference. Yeah, I used to know what the differences meant. I think it was like if you're 200 points higher rated, then if you play a 100 round match against them, a 100 game match, you should come out 90 points to 10, something like that. I thought it was something crazy like that. Okay, so here, if they take with the knight, you're supposed to play knight f3 to prep e4, and whenever they've played queen d5, and I've continued the same way, like I'll pre-move this sometimes, the computer, I think, yells at me to go here. And then I get a little bit confused when I go here. I don't think that's a serious move to consider. This is definitely not a serious move to consider. E4 comes to mind, because he really needs this to stop me from winning his queen. So I feel like it's got to be e4. Queen f3. I think it's got to be e4. There's nothing stopping me from pushing the center pawns. And if he tries c5, then bishop here. So bishop here is good. The problem is that this pawn exists, and so it exerts pressure. I'm kind of thinking of putting my bishop on f4, and then putting my knight here instead. So the plan: bishop f4, knight c5, attacking here. The problem is he has knight a6. Right? Knight a6 is an issue. Also, issue number 2 is that after bishop f4, he can play bishop b4. And then he's, chopping up my plans. One thing to notice about the e6 move is it stops the bishop from developing to this diagonal, which means my knight can develop with basically no issues. That means in all likelihood he's going to do something like this or like this, right? So this is going to become the target, so I gotta keep that in mind. Since this is going to be the target, I'll want to play bishop here to defend it, probably. In which case, his knight will do something like this to attack the bishop. So here, I'm trying to figure out what the most active move is. Now, I'm considering bishop b5, and if he puts the pawn here, I think that makes it harder for his bishop to get out, right? All his pawns are on dark squares, or light squares. And if he puts his knight there, I'm considering playing the move d5. Takes, 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 takes. Doesn't work for him, right? Because I have more pieces. So after bishop here and knight here, now then I can play d5, but then I think he can play a6. And if I come back, then he can push b5. And there's not enough power over here for this to work. So I think in this case he can just play this knight here calmly and just chill. Plus he's double attacking this, so I kind of have to deal with it. So to avoid all that stuff, I'll play knight to f3, my original idea. I know I took like 2 whole minutes in the opening just on like these moves here, but I think these nuances kind of make sense. Like I want to take advantage of this queen, and he's gonna take here and then try to take here. So my temptation obviously is to go here. He'll come in, and I'll do this. I'll just develop my bishop. This actually is going to be a funny trick. So takes, castles, falls into e5, and he gets Greek gifted like very heavily. So bishop d3 sets up the Greek gift sacrifice. E5. E5 isn't the Greek gift, just you need this pawn here, and I'll explain later in the game. I'm kind of glad we got this position. I don't know if white is so much better, so he's stopping the Greek gift here, but that wastes a turn. So the question now is, do I have a good move? Because I feel like... So h6 is definitely cautious, but also, like I said, it wastes a turn that I don't know that he has. I don't know he has lots of time on his hands. So I'm kind of considering the move bishop to f4, targeting this pawn. Then I can castle and then try some try some crazy shenanigans. I also feel like maybe just castling is a good idea. And h4 comes to mind. So I have h4 castles, bishop f4 are all moves that I want to play. I really see no issue whatsoever with bishop f4. It just seems like a great idea. Knight here is problematic, I guess. But then I take with the f pawn. So in the sake of taking advantage of like full development opportunities, we're gonna go here. My bishop was doing the only thing it was doing was defending this pawn. That was it. And so it doesn't need to do that job. If he takes here, I'll take back, and my queen can defend that pawn pretty easily. And he can't really target it. Normally, like the queen will go to b6 or come this way and will attack the pawn, but right now it's blocked by the bishop. So yeah, good for him for seeing h6. So he castles, which to me seems kind of strange. Like it doesn't seem like a very good move just because I have legit like everything aimed at him over here. So I'm really considering playing some funky move and queenside castling, just because I have so much pressure against him on this side of the board that I'm wondering if h4 is too much. h4, my bishop can drop back in case he tries to play knight h5. Yeah, I don't know. This just feels kind of strong. I'm worried about c5 a little bit, opening things up, and then also where does my queen exactly go? I think I'm gonna put my queen here. Or should I play h4 first? Because I really don't want to lose. I don't want to lose my dark square bishop. Since I don't want to lose my dark square bishop, I'm gonna play h5, which discourages this move. But also on knight h5, my bishop can drop back. I'm still keeping an eye on this pawn, which is only defended by the queen. And then I think I follow it up with queen c2 and castles. Now, obviously, in that position, you can see my queen and my king would be lined up together, which is bad because he can put a rook on the line, right? But if we count the number of moves it requires for him to put a rook on the line, he has to play c5 and then get rid of the pawn somehow. He also has to move the bishop, which there's no clear way to do, and he has to put a rook there. So he has to like move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moves away, and after 1, 2, 3, there's no longer an issue. So this is why we played this move here, and again we're going to push g4 and kick the knight out. That makes me think that e5 might be a good way to let the bishop out into the game, right? With advantage. The problem with e5, I thought was I could take it with the knight. The problem is the knight is the only thing defending this pawn. e5 is bad because my bishop takes it. Oh, this is a weird move. This looks very bad to me. Because now I gotta develop my queen with tempo. Like this. I was gonna put it on c2 and angle against this pawn, which, to be honest, might have actually been the better move. I just reacted instantly to this threat, like, oh, pawn, I'm attacking. But actually, I think queen c2 was better, because then I could play g4, the knight has to go back, and let's say he goes back here, I can then play e5 and open up the attack here, which after taking would be a pawn, and then I'd still win the knight afterwards. Okay, so g4 now or castles first? I like castles first. The issue with castles is then he takes, whoops, then he takes this, and my king's kind of weak. So I think it's g4 first, honestly. I think it's g4 first. We're going to castle, I think, next move. Yeah, I think g5 might be strong. He can just close down the position, though. And that's sort of unfun. But after... Oh, whoa, I thought he was going to go back this way. He was going to cause me problems with this pawn, but he didn't. So he has some plan against bishop f4. But I don't see what it is. If he pushes h5, I take it and the g-file opens. So it's something else, I guess. Okay, before we play moves too hastily, is there a chance for knight e5 here? I don't think so. And actually, there's a tactic. If he plays here, let's say we can get an e4 somehow, we can always take this with check and win the queen. That's important. But in this position, I just think making simple threats, and then we'll castle next move. And I'm not really so worried about his attack on my king side, just because he has so many undeveloped pieces. I think my pieces are coordinated nicely here. This also, the move bishop f4, not only does it attack the pawn, but also it unleashes a threat of knight check. and if takes takes, my rook comes in the action, right? So my rook is kind of doing the Lord's work here. And my question is, if I can play h5, takes takes, because if you play h5, if he takes here, I take with the pawn, he takes with the knight, he loses. If he goes here and he pushes, I take with the bishop, then I take with the knight. Yeah. So I definitely don't want to close down the position. I want to open the position. Huh. But do I play this move first? Or do I check first? I think I check first, right? Check, he has to go backwards. And then I take, and then I just scoop my king up, I think. Now that's no longer pinned, so there's these kind of moves in the position. Yeah. Let's check first. Well, then this pawn's hanging. Maybe I play this. There's so many options. I think I open the g-file. The g-file opening is important. He takes with the knight. I drop back with the bishop this way to defend the pawn. And then now this knight check is kind of like free. It's like a free check. Bishop here I think is good. Attacks the rook. It does block the h-file though. And now I'm seriously considering castling. I think castling might be one of the best moves on the board, just because it gets my other rook into play. This rook over here was my worst piece, and now this rook will be appearing and playing a star role in the attack. Knight here check is always good. I think the timing of e5 is important. If I shouldn't have just played e5 just there. Yeah, this is not at all worrisome to me. So check or e5. Let's go e5. Opening it yet another way to attack, and our rook will slide over like this. And this is starting to feel a lot like GG. Does my bishop go in? I'm trying to actually find the exact right sequence. So this looks good. Here. Do we play a weakening move? Do we weaken ourselves? Now, here's the idea. Queen here to get off of this so my knight can come in. Because my knight definitely has to come in. That's a really important move. So I'm going to play here. And this seems so backwards and so weird. Takes and queen takes. And my knight doesn't do its duty. But I do have check, check, check here. So that's actually really strong. And I probably should have played that instead. Check, I come back. If he takes here, I play check and I win the queen. Oh, this knight is here. Well, looks like I'm screwing up this attack. Yeah, very much screwing up this attack. That's okay. We want to keep our pawn structure. Like, this pawn's never going to move. This bishop's never going to move, so the rook's never going to move. Here, maybe? And then this. Yeah, this does not strike me as correct. Okay, check. And he has to go to a dark square, I think. Which is not really what he wants to do. I'm definitely misplaying this. I know that much to be true. This pawn appears slightly weaker than it before. I only have 1 minute, so I kind of have to play pretty quickly here. But I feel like my rook should appear on the g file. That seems important. Oh, I've disconnected. I think I am playing slowly. Oh, yep, running out of time. So he's trying to fork it like this. He's trying to fork like this. I can't sack yet. Oh, he played the wrong move. Yeah, that's confusing. So, what's the best spot for the queen? So definitely like this. Takes here. Then my rook is my bishop's going to drop back like this. Take this and then win this. That's the plan. That's the planiston. And if not, it looks like checkmates can occur sometimes. What? I'm just so confused right now. Wow, I'm so confused. I can't even make a move. I'm literally paralyzed. This is crazy. Okay, here. 13 seconds left. Let's pre-move. Taking this. Oh, no. Don't pre-move that. Pre-move this. Yeah, I'm also lagging, so I'm like, I have 2.7 seconds. I'm not sure if it'll even get to the server in time. That's unfortunate. I don't know how much better white is in this position. It's not overwhelming like it was earlier. But the dream position, he takes, develops something, and then I take this and win the queen. But that's very unlikely to occur, I think. Yep. And we're going to hop in there. And I'm going to lose on time. Isn't that ready? Oh, I did. I lost on time. Unfortunate. Yeah, I ran out of time before my move got to the server. Alright, well, we won't be able to use the computer for every game, because it only lets you use one per game. Oh, we're not going to rematch, unfortunately. Yeah, he's a good sport. Yeah, unfortunate with my connection, and also I didn't execute that attack quite right, and I just spent way too much time overall. But, yeah, we're going to look at this game. We're going to analyze it. Let me know also, guys. Yeah, see, plus 6 in this position. So White's doing really well. This is not the right move. I'm almost certain. Probably the best move is here. To take, and then our queen will slide over. That's my guess. 2 blunders. That's not good. Game review or analysis? We'll just do analysis. We'll save the game review maybe later for a game that wasn't so straightforward. Yeah, because I was quite a bit ahead this game. I lost 11 points. Yikes. When you play chess, just like as a tip for all you guys out there, when you play chess, your goal is to get more points, not to lose points. And it's sort of like you're thinking of golf, right? It's actually backwards to golf. You want more points, not less. It was kind of confusing the first time I heard it too, because like you're rank 1 in the world, which is a small number, but your rating is like the highest one. So yeah. Anyway, we're going over the analysis. I won't like force it to be too brief for this game, but I'm not going to go into every single variation, every single line. I do want to show you guys the Greek gift, because that was a potential move, a potential sequence here in this game, and he played the move h6 to stop that. So we're gonna go over it. It doesn't show the game over here. It's kind of confusing. This is all normal. This is called the martial defense. Yeah, go here with the queen. We just get an extra tempo. And I can't see. Queen d7 seems very strange to me. He has to retreat the queen. I don't think there's a good square for it to be other than on his side. It just seems like it blocks the bishop for nothing. And now he's kind of advertised that in order to get the bishop out, he's going to have to play b6 and get his bishop out, but he didn't do that. So e4, I take the center. He tries to get his bishop out, which is good. I spent too much time on that f3. I just got to remember, I'm ahead in space, and I'm going to be ahead in development too, because his queen's actually hindering his development. Okay, and this sets up the Greek gift portion. So if he didn't play h6, I'll show this really fast. If he had played castles like this, I would have played e5. And just for the sake of argument, let's say he plays knight here, right? Coming in to get me. He's attacking me, right? I think in this position, I can successfully play bishop captures h7. And on bishop h7, king h7, knight g5. Notice that the king, like we have the bishop here, we have the queen here, and we have the knight all up in the grill. And that's how you can see that this is, like, the Greek gift makes sense from a principles perspective, because he just took his only defender of the king and moved it away. The rook is the only guy that's kind of helping here. And I have, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And if I play the h5, I'll have 5, 6 pieces all attacking the black king, and he has nothing to help him. And that's why that's how you can see a move like bishop h7. King h7, knight g5. And now if he goes backwards, well, it's easy checkmate. There's only 4 variations to look at. If he goes here, it's instant checkmate. The knight and the queen are really useful. If instead of going there, which is the worst square, he goes here instead, we still play this move, and now we're trying to do the same checkmate. Now here's the interesting part. If he runs away like this, I hope I got this right. If he tries to run away like this, we can play check. He has to go away. Check. He goes away this way. And then I think it's check here. Although I could be mistaken. I think it's check here. And we're threatening this with checkmate. We're threatening this with check. Like this is pretty bad. He has to go back in the corner. And then all kinds of stuff happens to him. Yeah, but you can see. So he has to go forward. And there's a whole line. After takes. he takes back here, his king has to actually come forward. And there's some wins in that position as well. So that's what I saw, but he stopped it. He played h6, so now my knight can't go to g5. And I want to see the computer's recommendation here. I played bishop f4. It seems like almost a greedy move, right? It's like the most action you can get. You're just taking all your pieces and making them as good as possible. Which normally has some drawbacks, right? Because that piece is undefended on f4. So I'm going to wait here to see what the computer says. That is actually why I considered the move h4. Because my bishop on f4 is undefended, he can always take his knight here and attack it. And my bishop doesn't have anywhere to go other than back this way. And then you kind of can argue, why didn't your knight go there and why didn't your bishop go there in one move, right? You can try to argue the knight is misplaced on h5. I don't think people are going to be too mad at you for doing that, especially because on knight e5, I'm attacking the queen and the knight at the same time, right? Unfortunately there, I think he takes the pawn, I take the knight, and now my queen is the only thing. I'll just show you, sorry. I'm seeing a lot of moves all at once. So h5, bishop f4, knight here, and then in this position, I was considering playing here, like this. Attacking the queen, attacking the knight. Wait, this does work, doesn't it? Not queen d5. If he takes the pawn, I take here. Oh, then he takes here. Wait a second. I'm not done with this line. Here. And I'm turning checkmate. Right? Well, I'm turning almost checkmate. Here, here, and then something is probably going to be checkmate at some point. This looks good for white. Like, significantly good for white. So, maybe I miscalculated why knight h5 was bad. Anyway, that's why I played h4 here. Was so that if his knight comes forwards, I go drop back, which is a normal idea. It does hurt my rook a little bit, so probably better was just to bring my bishop back this way right away. I was kind of entertaining the idea of trying to take the c7 pawn, but honestly, if I'm going for the attack, I should definitely keep my bishop on e3. It defends the center. You need to have a strong center to attack. And then also, I have this knight move, right? At all times, I have this knight move, which attacks the queen. And I just don't think I saw it. Well, he defended here. Okay, queen goes up. Again, I'm considering queen c2 to be a better move. Just because there's ideas of takes, and then queen takes. I guess the problem I'm seeing now is that knight comes back this way. But then we do have queen takes pawn. So in this case, we'd be moving 3 pawns for the cost of our bishop. And we have a strong center. And I think that's worth it, honestly, because I can still castle queenside. And then my rooks will be staring at his king. And I think that has to be a win for white. Okay, king h7 defending. g4 seems great. And he goes back. These evaluations are not loading at all. So I think I'll just have to look at this game later. To figure out like what's going on kind of in this position. But I think definitely I played okay. I wonder what the blunders were that I played. I didn't get to open the file like I wanted to. And that really hindered my attack, if you see. I want to open up lines, right? I want more stuff to be problematic for his king. And I think taking allows him to keep everything relatively closed. If he takes, on the other hand, that opens up the H file more, I think, right? So if he took here like this, so maybe this is a good move. Attacking the queen and attacking the pawn, or defending the pawn. I honestly don't know. I used to do, a long time ago I did videos where I would do the game, and then I would also do analysis. This seemed like a good game to do that for, to spend some dedicated time with the analysis. Yeah, I don't know, my queen... I'm just not digging this position so much. It seemed like it was a lot better before. And he won on time. I should have played more quickly. But yeah, I'm going to look over this Marshall defense. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave in the comments below what you think my blunders were. I'm very excited. I love looking at chat and seeing people say like, oh, you played this move, or you were thinking about this move, I was thinking it was a blunder, and they tell me what they were thinking, like they were sweating, watching my moves. I really enjoy hearing stuff like that. In the end, with the 2 blunders that I made, we're still up 6 in the final position. I just need to play faster. Thank you so much for watching. This is Turkish Films 11, I think. Turkish Films video 11. Hope you guys enjoy, and stay Turkish.